Today, our speaker is Riccard Kramrel, who's going to talk to us about internal alchemy, Neitan, and Qigong. Neitan is the art of becoming aware of our own nature and its connection to nature's manifestations. Qigong practice aims to strengthen the body's natural defenses, opening the mind to higher states of awareness and living in a permanent state of mindfulness through soft and easy movements, conscious breathing, and moving meditation. Riccard Kramrel learned the principles of Neitan in 1983. From 1987 through 2004, he taught Qigong and practiced Zen meditation and other forms of Qigong at sanghas such as Tibetans in Switzerland, Oshos in India, Thich Nhat Hanh in France, and in a Buddhist monastery on the Nepal-Bhutan border. With pleasure, let us welcome Riccard Kramrel.
Is it working? Yeah. Hello, good morning to all of you. It is really my pleasure to be here today and sharing with you about Neitan and Qigong. I know it's difficult. Chinese, I do not speak Chinese. However, I learned the terms when I had the opportunity to work and meet Grandmaster Chang Shetong back in the 80s, past century. Well, today, I'm so glad that we began this talk with this meditation, which Qigong take it so seriously. Qigong, for those who do not know about it, it's an art that the Chinese and the Hindus practiced since about 4,000 years ago. So it's quite old. And it's been proven to help to regain or to maintain the health of people, physically, emotionally, mentally, and we can add spiritually. I know that there are some people here that when they hear the term spirituality, it may shock them. For those who practice Qigong or internal alchemy, the word spiritual or spirituality means awareness, consciousness. That's the way we use it. Qigong is a tool used by alchemists in China. You may be aware of alchemy from Fulcanelli, from Paracelsus, even Harry Potter. But the alchemy we're going to talk about is internal alchemy. There are two types of alchemy: external, Weitan, and internal, Neitan. That's for Chinese terms. External alchemy is the alchemy we all know from the books, history, the movies. It's when we use the laboratory, the tools, the fires, the rituals. That's the external alchemy. And I think we have had some talks about it here. Internal alchemy, it's about the same, but it happens within, with ourselves. And you don't have to have a master alchemist to teach you how to conduct your work. The Chinese sages have taught us that internal alchemy is a personal experience. You have to learn the way. It begins with the Taoists and the Buddhists many and thousands of years ago. Has been perfected, however, it hasn't changed much. Nowadays, the alchemists are open to teach and to share their experiences with the world. That's why I'm here now. I am not a full alchemist, but I have learned the principles from a real alchemist. And like me, there are so many people out there speaking about and sharing this experience with people. Well, internal alchemy, or Neitan, it is conformed by three elements, principally. The first one is the body, the lodge, the temple, if you want, the laboratory. This is what we have here, and it doesn't matter how it works. It is our temple, and we can work with it. No matter we have physical disabilities or we are in perfect shape, we can use it anytime. The second element that we need to use is our mind. Okay, that's what makes us so different from other beings on this planet. The mind has to be guided also. The mind is not free. We have to learn to use it. How? With a higher mind or consciousness, which is the third element in place with Qigong. Well, Qigong is a tool of Neitan, meaning that Qigong, or the physical part of the alchemy, is part of the internal alchemy as a whole. And it's very easy to learn and very easy to practice. I have talked with some people here who have experience with Qigong. Some of you have heard the word also, the word Tai Chi. Well, Tai Chi it's a more dynamic way of Qigong. You have to move, you have something to jump, you go down, you go up. And Qigong is very slow, very gentle. You don't have to move. Actually, there are several types of Qigong. There are Qigong that the only thing you need to do is move your hands in some way, like this. Some others, like the 5 animals Qigong, you have to move in more extreme ways. The Qigong I practice is called Wai Nei Tang Kong, or Qigong Lohan. It's an 18 movements routine that when you practice it, you have to include the conscious breathing and moving meditation. One takes you to another. You can do the Qigong without the conscious breathing, you will be exercising. If you have the conscious breathing, then you are into a meditative state. Because breathing is the fire within. It's the fire that alchemists use to burn the old and let the new reborn. So, you have heard probably this in some alchemic books or movies. Well, this is Qigong practically. And once you know how to breathe and how to move, then bring your attention, your awareness, and then you will be meditating. For the alchemists, meditation means a permanent state of awareness. We live, or they live, in a permanent state of awareness. The greater the awareness, more meditative you become. So it's when we see movies or read books about these people, sages, they are really aware people. And awareness is what makes us the masters of our environment. It's when we understand the parables, we understand the metaphors, and it's helping us to deal with everyday situations in a different way, not reactive. We become part of the solution. Well, people in China who practice Qigong are learning this. They don't, in China, masters don't tell you what to do or how you will feel or how you will become after. You have to observe. But in the Western world, we are different. We need to intellectualize everything before we start understanding or accepting things. Well, one of the reasons I'm here today is to teach you or to guide you how you can practice Qigong in a very natural and easy way. If you want to further the knowledge of Qigong, then you can read or visit some other places and check on the internet, and you will learn a lot. But remember this, Qigong and Neitan are not an intellectual experience. They have to be lived, they have to be experienced with your own flesh, your own mind. So today, I want to ask you to play with me this Qigong experience. We're going to do some exercises, but first, I want you to observe your posture now. How do you feel? Are you tense, rigid, relaxed? How do you feel? Okay, First of all, get relaxed. Big smile, that's very important in Qigong. We need to smile. Why? Because smiling relaxes the rest of the muscles. Okay? So, as you are now sitting or standing, I invite you to relax your body, your muscles. Check out your body from toes to head, or from head to toe. Smile. You're happy now. What we're going to do is now observe our breathing. Is it shallow? Is it deep? How do you feel your lungs? Are they filled completely or just partially? Now, how's your mind? What are you thinking? Any thoughts, any emotions passing by, speaking? Or are you able to put your thinking slowly to a blank point? One of the tools that Qigong uses is to be able to still the mind. When we still the mind, we then perceive things that usually are undiscernible. They are invisible to the eye. But when our minds get still, then we can see, we can perceive, we can hear, we can sense different things around us. Okay, today we're going to do that. We're going to experience that through Qigong. But first, I want you to remain calm, relaxed, with a smile, and just review that Neitan equals internal alchemy. Okay? And Nathan uses Wei or Tan Kung, external, internal Kung. Qigong is the work of inner energy. That's the translation. So when we practice Qigong, we're working with our internal energy. So this is Qigong or Qigong. This is working with internal energy. And what's internal energy? We all have internal energy. We store internal energy on this part of the body. It's called the Tantian, at the navel. Okay, everyone has that energy. The Chinese master said that once you reach middle age, you start losing the energy. You start preventing your body from healing itself. Why? Because we have so many attachments at that age. So Qigong helps us to regain that energy, to store it, and use it. We regain the energy through the movements, breathing, and visualization. Then we use the Qi energy or the Qi energy in our body by moving it. We use the quantum axiom that says that energy follows thought. That's what Chinese have been doing for thousands of years, like the Hindus and other civilizations, all civilizations. Okay, that's what we do with Qigong. We regain energy, we store it, then we move it, and sometimes we can share it with other people, with animals, with plants, with our environment. That's exactly what we will learn to do. Well, we have Neitan, which is internal energy, that uses Qigong as a tool to achieve that. And people say, well, I don't care about awareness, I don't care about spirituality, I don't care about anything. I want to improve my health. Well, you can practice Qigong. Qigong, it is a practice that uses the body as it is. If you cannot walk, you can do Qigong. If you cannot see, you can do Qigong. If you can run, you can do Qigong. Okay? It is this this practice that helps us to achieve this state of awareness through the practice of meditation, moving meditation. Once you learn the Qigong, then how I cannot explain, but it takes you to a meditative state. Breathing, also known as antakarana for those who practice yoga, is the bridge between the physical realm and the spiritual realm. So we are connecting. Usually we don't know how to breathe, or we forget how to breathe. Today we're going to practice the natural breathing, also known as the baby's breathing or the Buddhist breathing method. Very easy. We used to do it when we were babies. And I want to ask you to just relax, smile, observe your breathing. How is it? Okay, what we're going to do is to inhale through the nose slowly, bring the air, the incoming air, to the lower part of the lungs. The abdomen is going to pop up a little bit. Once the lower part of the lungs is filled, then we're going to bring the air to the upper part of the lungs. It's a whole process. At the beginning it may be confusing, but it's very easy. We're going back to basics. Okay, so please inhale to the lower part of the lungs, then to the upper part. The whole thorax is expanding now. Now exhale slowly through the nose, bringing the air from the lower part of the lungs, and exhale. By doing that, you may get dizzy a little bit. It's normal. We're changing our habits. We're relearning how to breathe. Well, this is also known as conscious breathing. Why conscious? Because you're putting your attention into this process. At the beginning, you need to put your attention. Later on, it will become automatic because your body will relearn and accept that this is the best way to breathe. So let's do it. Practice. Breathe in. Breathe out. Slowly. Breathe in. Your own pace. Breathe out. Don't forget to smile. That will relax your muscles. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay. Whenever you're tense, do this exercise and you get relaxed very easy. And smile. Sometimes it's difficult, but smiling is very helpful. Okay? Even though Chinese seems not to smile very often, they smile. Okay? Okay. Now we have regained the memory of how to breathe. We're going to do, right there where you are, a little Qigong practice. Probably you have seen people doing like this. This is carrying the ball of fire. It has a Chinese name. Don't worry. Just visualize that you're carrying a ball of fire, ball of air, ball of water, ball of mud if you want. Let's play with the elements. So your attention, your mind is right here. Okay? Feel your palms. This is a very important acupuncture point here. It's called the Lao Gong or Lao Kung, and it does magic. It receives and it gives energy. So right now, what we're going to do is breathe, use your new breathing technique, and feel with your mind what is happening here. So put your attention on your palms, breathe in, breathe out. Your attention is on your palms. You are going to experience something on your palms. Feel. Now we're going to bring the hands closer. carrying the ball of fire. And right there, where you are, bring the hands down. The arms of the chair are not helping, but we're going to try. From here, the palms are up. Let's move to the left, slow, while breathe in. To the left, stretching a little bit. When you are completely go there, then exhale, turning to the right. Slowly. To the right. Once you're empty, start inhaling again, moving to the left. Remember, you're relaxed and breathe. You're happy now. Move on yourself. Once you're empty, move to the other side. Breathing. Carry the ball of fire. Don't drop it. Draw attention to your palms. Okay. Perhaps you experience some tingling, warm-up, something like that. Okay, that's the chi moving in your body. You are moving it with your mind. And you are generating with the movement and the breathing. You are generating chi. Well, what you have done is one of the postures of Qigong. Of at least the Qigong I practice. There are so many. The posture, the real posture is from here, from this posture, and here. And then I move. I'm working my physical, I'm strengthening my muscles here. Okay, stretching. My mind is right here with the energy, so I'm moving. I don't move around. I'm just sitting here. Okay? But if I cannot walk, or for any reason I cannot stand, well, I can do it when I'm sitting. Very easy. But I'm using my mind. I'm using my breathing, my conscious breathing, and I'm using my body somehow. Okay? This is Qigong. Qigong hand, as I said before, has 18 forms. 7 of them are preparatory or the warm-up. And what they do is to activate the chi within. We use sound and breathing to activate the chi. Sounds like ha, hey, hu, shi, shu. Perhaps you have heard this. Well, this reverberates within the body and activate the chi. And the breathing technique, it helps to move that chi, to activate. Once you finish the first 7 postures, then we pass to the second part, which is called the Baduan Jin. Baduan Jin is the actual moving of the chi. Postures are very easy. I like this. I just showed them. And we continue using the breathing, but instead of the sound, we use vibration, bodily vibration. How do we do that? Well, very easy, with our hands. For instance, like this. This is a way to activate chi. But if you don't use your mind, you will never activate the chi. So we are very well intimately connected, the mind, the body, and the breathing, which is the breath. So we are creating the internal combustion, the alchemic fire with the breathing. So we move, for instance, or like this, or like this, you see. And all these postures I'm doing, and you are going to do one, is Chica. For instance, now, hold the ball of fire. Left hand down, right hand up. Here we have our ball of fire. Remember the Buddhist method of breathing, the natural, the babies? Do it again. Inhale. Exhale. Your attention and your palms. Feel the ball of fire. Now you can visualize the ball of fire. Feel it. Energy is tangible. Now, we're going to inhale and expand the ball of fire. Exhale, bring it down. Qigong, as I said before, comes from the Taoist. And Taoism, you have heard probably the word Taoism and Yin, Yang, the opposites, okay? They have to be together all the time in order to work, otherwise they won't do anything. Well, Qigong parts from the principle of Yin Yang. We have Yin, we have Yang. Contraction, expansion, the opposites. Okay? If I move to the right, then I move to the left. If I shrink, I expand. All Qigong, all Tai Chi comes from this principle. So, let's back to our practice. The ball of fire. In. Out. Switch. In. Out. Every person has its own rhythm cycles. It may be longer or shorter, depending on your lung capacity. Well, this is something that we adjust while practicing. But right now, what we're going to do is move into the next stage, which is how we move the energy. Once we have done this sound movement practice, the hand, we go to the bad one, which is in. Open up. The lower hand goes to the sink, on the ground. The other connects to the heaven. So this movement is called the bridge between earth and heaven. We are connected with energy. If you feel your palms, the energy is going down and the energy is going up. With your mind, you're moving the energy through your central channel, which runs once on the back, once on the front, and once in the middle. So this is part of the visualization we do with energy. We are here stretching. You can stretch your muscles, tense your muscles if you want. Now, breathe in, breathe out. Relax, don't forget, you have to smile. If you use your sides, that's another very important part of Qigong. You can be facing forward, but your side goes up to the third eye. We're straightening the eye muscles. Also, our awareness is getting focused. Okay, you can put your attention on the thumb. Stretching. Keep breathing. Okay, now, move your arms like with your hands. Loose. This is a way of vibrating, of moving the energy. Now, stop and bring your hand, right hand down, circle, the left comes up, and we got the ball of fire on the other side. We'll repeat the cycle. Hello. And come down, and the ball of fire. See, this looks very Chinese, isn't it? You see this movement of fire? Well, this is Qigong. This is one of the movements of Qigong. This is, as I said before, the bridge between heaven and earth. All the forms have a very particular name, which usually is related to nature. Some elements of nature. We have the thunder at the mountain, we have the bridge, heaven and earth, we have the Well, this is very alchemic. Is the forge, which is from here, bringing inhale, bringing the chi up. Exhale, bringing the chi down. But remember, this has to be done in 3 stages. The physical, which is the exercise. The breathing, which is the combustion, the heat generation machine, and the mind. Very important, the mind. The mind guides everything. It's the main player in Qigong. So, well, this is Qigong. Do you think it's easy? Well, it's very easy. Some of the movements may seem very hermetic, but no, they are very open. It's just a matter of practicing, like everything. Tai Chi is more difficult because Tai Chi involves moving around. Qigong is standing here. Actually, Qigong was developed by monks back in the Chinese mountains, and that's why they developed Qigong, to strengthen their bodies, their health, and their mind. Well, I've been told that we run out of time. If you have any... Oh, I'm sorry. We have 10 more minutes. Well, this is Qigong. And Qigong is part of Neitan, which is the alchemical process. If you learn Qigong, you may become involved in internal alchemy. It's not necessarily if you don't care, but if you care, you can practice. It's not a path of intellectual learning. It's a very practical one. The Chinese alchemists said that the ultimate objective of Qigong is to become aware. That's awareness is the ultimate goal. The spirituality for the Westerners, or those who are into religion. And it may sound weird, but alchemy is a religion from the very strict meaning of the word. It helps to religare, or to reunite the physical with the spiritual or consciousness. It's a way of bringing it all together. Well, this is Qigong and Neitan. There is allow me to read something that a Chinese alchemist wrote a few thousand years ago. It's a very brief paragraph, and it was written in between 1734 and 1821 by Liu Jimin, a Chinese alchemist. It says, "The golden elixir of alchemy is another name for one's fundamental nature. There is no other golden elixir outside one's fundamental nature. All human beings have this golden elixir complete in themselves. It is entirely realized in everybody. It is neither more in a sage nor less in an ordinary person. It is the seed of the immortals and the Buddhas, the root of the worthies and the sages." Well, from this, I guess that everybody can become an alchemist, even if you don't want, but there it is. But we all can practice Qigong. It's like a yoga, but easier. You don't have to stretch. You don't have to bend over. It's use what you have. If you're limited in movement, doesn't matter. You can use your mind, you can use your breathing, and your body as it is. Well, I think I'm within the time.
Yes, you are.
Okay, if you have questions.
And if you have questions, very good.
Yes.
Raise your hand and someone will bring you a mic. Thank you very much.
That was very lovely. Do you teach Qigong here?
Yes, I just moved into the area, and I'm teaching Qigong in Krulohan.
And where will you teach, or do you have a cart or something? I mean, this is not I'm not a setup for you. I'm really curious.
No, thank you very much. Yes, I think there is if you have, I can give you my email or my telephone if you want to call
Can you
me.
give us your email?
Sure. Can you write it? I think it's on the board. It's on the board. There is a little paper that has my email. Oh, sure. But it's quite long. Pedro, I repeat it for you. It is Kramrel, K-H-A-M. Kramrel, here and now. Okay, here and now, all together, at gmail.com.
I am rereading right now Yogananda's autobiography, and it is fascinating, and we're all talking about the same thing, which is the Christ within us, the universal principle that is within each one of us. So we all call it something different, but the true name of it is oneness.
Yes. Just to give a little bit, in the process of awakening our awareness, we came from primordial matter into universal change or permanent change, aspiration, from aspiration we have unity, okay. So these symbols, meaning what you just said, we're trying to become one with the universe. And these symbols are just that, the conjunction or the meeting of matter and spirit or awareness. So it doesn't represent anything. People used to like to give names or appropriate the signs, but these are universal signs in any place from very old ages. So some people say, well, this is an evil sign. It's not true. Check the sign. Check from history. Or people say, well, this is Christianity. It's not true. The Christians adopted the sign, but it has a meaning. For those who have been into Freemasonry or Theosophies or Rosicrucians will know that. So it's not secrecy anymore. It's very open, and it's right here. And we can achieve that.
Another question?
Smile.
I just wondered how the practice, your personal practice of Nechon has affected your life and your thinking on an everyday basis.
Well, if I see and respect it enormously, I'm a different person every day because change never stops. And what I do in life tends to help to increase my awareness of what I'm doing, where I am, who I am. But it happens in everyone. So one of the reasons we are here today, sitting here, listening or communicating, has a reason. It's not coincidence. It's a cause and effect. And if you are aware of that, your life changes. You become the observer instead of the observed. And it's when you become active. Did you respond to your question? I hope so.
would you consider setting up a class here at LCS for those of us who are interested in practicing Qigong?
Well, if there is a room where to do it and fun, yes, I will.
I really enjoyed your talk. I've got a book on my bedstand. Qigong, for some reason it wound up in my hands. I'd like to know a little bit about your heritage, what part of the world you're from, and how did you get involved with Qigong?
Okay, do I have time?
Yes, you have.
Okay, well, at a very early age, I started questioning, and I was very young. And my grandmother used to be a theosophist, so she brought me into this quest, let's say spiritual quest. But later on, I became a very promiscuous, spiritually speaking. So I was everywhere. But later on, I had the opportunity to travel to China, to Taipei, and because I have met Master An Liang in Guadalajara. I'm from Guadalajara, by the way. And my working took me all over the world. I live in the States, I live in Europe, many countries in Europe. And so for some reason, I got in contact with Grandmaster Chang Chetong, who is the head of the Wai Nei Tankong Research Center. It's a worldwide organization. He comes from a very old lineage of Tai Chi and Qigong practitioners in the Weidan Mountains in China. I think it's the 32nd generation. So I learned from them. And I became a practitioner. Then I went back to the States. For a reason, I went to live to the States, where I practiced martial arts. I had experience with Hatha Yoga. I was teaching Hatha Yoga, Power Yoga, Tai Chi Chuan, Tai Chi Han, and I started teaching Qigong. And I love Qigong because I started discovering things about me with Qigong. So that's what well, then I sold my business in Guadalajara a few months ago, and I decided to come over here. Any other questions?
Yes,
I'm sorry.
wait. We have one
Yeah,
here.
hold on.
Thank you for your talk. I just want to make a comment because I lived in Taipei for a year in the 80s and I learned Tai Chi and Qigong. And so then I practiced Qigong here when I came to Mexico many years. And it's very easy for me. It's the words. Qi means life energy, and Gong, as I learned Gong, not Kung, is work and art. So it's basically what he said, just working with the Qi. And what I experienced is it calms down, it centers us. It brings us to our place here, and tranquility and calmness. So this is what I experienced. And also, oxygenation of the body is so important for our health. And this is also what we do with these movements and this in combination with our mind. And so thank you very much. And
My
I'm
pleasure.
happy that you offer classes here. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Why do you think that babies forget how to breathe? If they're born doing it right, what happens along the way?
Well, we adopt a lot of vices while we are growing. And, we tend to watch TV, to do things always in a hurry. So our body changes and adapts to those needs. But if you help a baby to remain calm, to observe, then the natural breathing comes naturally. So it's our mind, our current mind, that trick us and trick the body and induce the body to change. So that's why we develop at a certain age more illness, more disease, or we become weak. And when we start practicing Qigong, we regain that. and we relearn how to breathe. And well, we just mentioned the Buddhist breathing, but this is the Taoist breathing. And once you learn these two, you can play with them. And I say play because I like to play with breathing, different cycles. And then you start experiencing something really amazing when you play with breathing. So it's a practice that you can learn once you learn how to breathe. Okay.
Are there other questions? I don't see any hands, so we'd just like to thank you very much. Now, next week, we're going to have Loretta Downs speak about 7 practices for creating peaceful transitions through life and death. Loretta is a nationally recognized speaker, writer, consultant on the subject of supporting the end of life. I think we'll all find her talk very interesting. So I guess that brings our meeting to a close. Remember to turn your cell phones back on. Please pick up your coffee cups and stack your chairs. We hope to see you next Sunday. Very nice.